What's up, guys? So I'm gonna answer some questions. One question before I get into something I want to share with you guys. Yeah, before you guys stop laughing, fuck, I really went to get a haircut somewhere where they don't know English, and I told the guy to cut it in half, and the first stroke he did took off like 90%. So that's when I realized, call it a day, and it's just one of those times where the barber is gonna do what he wants, and but anyways, all right. So one of you guys asked, "Hey, Plur, there's one thing I don't understand. If you live in Westchester, NY, you wouldn't search painters in Westchester, NY. Only painters or painters near me, right? Would the local search pull them without needing to use or buy the keyword painters in Westchester, NY?" Really good question. Okay. Now there's several answers for this because there's several different things you asked. Okay, number one is let me just double check what you asked. All right, so now the first question is wouldn't you search painters in Westchester? You wouldn't search painters in Westchester. You just type in painters, right? Well, a lot of times people do search. Like if I'm in here and I'm looking for barbers, I would type in barber New Rochelle, which I shouldn't have. I should have asked somebody I know, do you know a barber place where they speak English? Because usually I cut my own hair. Anyways, but you get the point, right? I search by area, okay? I don't know if that's because I'm an SEO, but I'm guessing, normally a lot of people search by area as well. But at the same time, a lot of people just search for painters near me, like you said, right? Now, this is the thing. Maps is much more, in tune with the location searches, right? You'll see that if you type in painters near me, the searches that will come up for your area is very would be accurate in the maps much more. It might be in location based. I don't know if this is happening in other countries, but America's getting like pretty it's getting really up there with maps right now. With Google, they're adding in proximity. Even things like if you're walking for a while and then you search for like bagel shop, Google will actually show you the bagel shops that are in walking distance. You could go there compared to if you're driving. So they're getting up there. But not to make this complicated, you ask local search. Local, normally I think of first maps and then like directory based websites. So I would say maps would come up if you do Westchester or not, right? If you do location or not. If you just type in painters near me, things like that, location, maps would take care of that. Now for organic results, that's a different story. Mostly the directories are going to dominate that search, because if you think about it from Google's point of view, when you type in a search, right, Google's job is to give you the best answer, right? That's how their business works, right? They're the best search engine, right? They come up with the best answers for all kinds of shit. So when we type in something like painters in Westchester or painters near me, there's an S. Just going from that one line of thought, we can understand why all these directories dominate the organic search results, because they're not just showing you one painter. They're not showing Bob's roofing, Bob's painting. They're showing here are 10 of the best painters that you can choose from. It puts the user at a much more powerful place, which they like, and they can choose from and see reviews and look at all the things that they care about. And over time, that this explains itself why all local searches are so heavily dominated. Organic searches are so heavily dominated by directories, right? Home Advisor, Yelp, House, Thumbtack, Angie's List, all these guys, right? Because of things like that, right? Because Google likes to show the user, it's in the end about user experience. So I think I answered both questions, right? Would the local search pull needing painters? Now, if you're thinking about, I don't know if you're the one asked the way, one second. Would the local search pull them? Oh no, you didn't ask. I thought somebody asked like, does it still make sense for us to, go for that niche even if it is local? Even if the directories are dominating the organic searches, and the answer is hell yeah. Who cares anymore, especially now, about if Home Advisor is the first one or two, right? The people who are looking for roofers, they could actually scroll down and look at your listing in the organic, right? Being in the organic in the 4th or 5th position will still give you that branding exposure. But if you're looking for call volume, then you have something way better than organic search. Somewhere no directory businesses can ever compete with you in. It's called the maps. Maps won't allow HomeAdvisor to be there, Yelp, any one of those websites ever to be there, because they're not located in Westchester. They're headquartered somewhere in California or whatever, wherever. That's the example I always use. But point is, if you're trying to bring results for your clients or try to get more call volume, Maps is where it is, right? It's easier to rank. You get up there faster. All the main factors the user needs to make their decision right then and there is right on the maps, right? Their phone number, you can see the reviews, the number of reviews you have, the business name, how far they are, all this shit. Okay, for the local user, it's right there. So definitely go for those searches. Even if HomeAdvisor is there, don't even care about them, because let organic catch up over time. And if you're trying to just get results, get the maps first, right? So that's that. I didn't think that's gonna take 6 minutes. All right, so that's that. Hope that made sense. Now, talking about, wait, let me just put this down. This laptop got way heavy over the years. Just got a lot of shit in it. Put the laptop down. All right, so I want to share with this question. I want to share with about something that I just talked to this guy about recently. Okay, so he's in Southeast Asia, and he's trying to do pay-per-call in America. Okay, and he's having some frustrations. He's getting some resistance because right now he's using a network, going through a network. I think it was Aragon Advertising, and the problem he's having is similar to this question. Okay, and that is, there's a 2 parts. Number 1 part is that he's only doing organic. He's bringing calls, but he's only doing organic. That almost is like an oxymoron, right? But the thing is, he's getting results, which tells me is this guy's doing pretty damn good with SEO, right? He's doing so good with SEO that he's actually getting, I think, like 10 to 15 calls every month just by organic listings. So if he was to include maps in there, which I asked him, it was on the first thing, like, why aren't you doing maps? And the problem was that he doesn't have any addresses to verify. Okay, so the second part of the problem, now I'm going to give you a solution that kills both of these problems. Okay, now that was the first problem. He's trying to do SEO, lead generation here for a state in a niche, and he can't get into maps because he doesn't have addresses. Okay, the second part of the problem is that he feels the network is kind of cutting him short, right? He's getting a lot of these calls, and out of like 13, 15 calls, only 1 of them are converting, right? So because of the criteria being, it has to be 1 minute 20 seconds before the network counts that call as a valid call, right? And he's feeling that a lot of these calls are converting within 45 to 50 seconds into the call, especially because the niche is in, right? The niche is basically one of those where, you know, you just call them when you have sort of an emergency, and then they just ask you for the address and they'll be right on their way. And it's just like that, right? So those things kind of can be very short conversations compared to something like remodeling or whatever, even roofing, where they really like to talk about it for a while and on and on and on, right? So anyways, the thing I told him to do is this strategy that I actually found out by accident, okay? And it, I believe, will work very well for people who are in this position. You're out of this country, you're going through a network to try to deliver some results for local contractors. It's just not really working. They're not counting all of the calls. You can't even listen to all of the calls, and you can't even get into maps. There's one thing you can do that will nail all of this down, and that is this. First of all, the answer is you have to go directly with the client. You guys already know I'm going to say that, right? Forget the network, forget the middleman, go directly with the client. But this is the approach you're going to take, which is going to make it much easier to close the client, okay? So this is what you do. I'll talk as if, you know, he's just from his point of view, right? He already has results coming in. So what you do is you write a very authentic, you shoot a screen record, right? With the same one I shot in the last video, so use that same thing. It's like 15 minutes. Your video shouldn't go over that anyways, right? Keep it under 10 if you can, right? Don't make it lengthy. You shoot a video and you send an email very similar to the email I sent in my last video, but just showing them what you have going on, right? Now guys, there's something you gotta get through your head. A lot of these people, you know, if English is your second language, if whatever, authenticity is hugely underused in this industry, or any industry. I feel like that's cold calling, right? And when we do it, it works really well. So try it. Authenticity. Basically telling them exactly what is going on and what you have to offer from a very nonchalant, transparent way. So much so, it's almost like you are lowering yourself, and that makes them interested. So what that would sound like is something like this. I started a screen record, and he opens the email, he sees that, hey, a little description, and I just want to shoot to you, I'm a local, whatever, and he clicks on the link. Video starts, and you tell them, hey, I'm this from this area. I've been working with a network to deliver calls for your niche in your area, and it's not really working out for some of the factors where the network is coming short, and I'm reaching out to you to see if we can work something out where I work directly with you. Okay, I have this going on. You can see these are live calls that are coming in every single month, and these are the previous months, and I have results coming in all over the place, or whatever, the little bit of results you have. If you have map listings, or if you have like organic rankings, just show them the rankings. Look, these are my websites, they're coming up in the first page, and I would like to point it to you. There's no upfront payment. As soon as you start getting some results, then we can talk a price and move it forward. I'm very lenient, there's no contracts. This is sounds like something we can give it a shot. Guys, this works. I wouldn't be saying this so many times if it didn't work. It just does, right? You're selling them, you're giving them like $300, $400 in exchange for $30, $40, right? It's literally what that is, right? You're selling them results, leads, calls from homeowners who they charge much more money to do the business, right? They would take this all day, right? Yeah, so that's the thing. Now, there's a second part to this. I'm sweating like fucking bullets. Anyways, the second part of this is the angle you can take it from. Okay, if this will work already, I can promise you this will work. But if you're having trouble with this is an angle that I've sold by accident, like I mentioned before. Okay, and this looks like this. You do the same thing, you reach out to them in a very authentic way, transparent way, what you have going on, and then you ask them, and then you try to close them basically on a monthly retainer, whatever, $650, $850, $1,000 a month for that service, that visibility you have going on. Most probably they're gonna say no, because SEO doesn't sell that easy. Okay, it takes some time. And you'll expect them to. Once it does, you play it a bit more, and then you down close them on something like this, what I just talked about. Hey, there's no upfront payment. I'm gonna, direct some calls towards you. At the end of this week, I'm gonna send you a report with what I generated and what came from me, and then you can decide if this is a good fit and we can move forward. If your rankings are organic, you have nothing to lose, right? You wanna make it very, very, very easy for this client to say yes to, especially in the beginning, so you can have some cash flow coming in, right? So these are the two scenarios I would take if I was outside of this country and, to get somebody inside America. Very authentic, transparent type of approach, and then maybe even try to sell them on something high, and then when they wrestle with that and say no to the SEO, they don't want to deal with anything $1,000 a month. When you offer them that, here's only pay when you get the results after. It's like a breath of fresh air. Breath of air. Anyways, so the last part, very last thing I just wanted to say is about the maps. Okay, giving you guys shit ton of nuggets in this. This is important shit. This will help you guys out. Okay, so the maps, right? Going back to that entire question, this is how this ties back to the first part of the video. All right, how do you get a maps, right? Should you go for maps? And the answer is yes. Obviously, you should go for maps. How you get the maps verification while you're outside the country, as you tell them, all right, let's get started. What I need from you is just the location you're gonna start, the types of jobs, or if you don't want to do types of jobs, all kinds of jobs, you want to keep it open. Just say, all right, okay, roofing or plumbing, whatever. These are the locations you want to target. These are where I have the assets. This is how I'm going to design it. I'm not gonna mention your name or anything. I'm going to put a tracking number, whatever. Talk to them and then say that, all right, so what are the addresses you have that I can send the Google verification to? That's it. Guys, they get called every single day for people, asking them $500 to $1,500 to rank their Google Maps listing. Now you are telling them that you're going to work with them and you're going to do it for free. They only pay when they get results. It's an easy sale, right? And you just unlock yourself to get access to the locations that this guy has. Wherever he's located, you can even ask him, like, if you have friends and family who is around the area that I can send another listing to, that would be great as well, because then we can cover more ground. Anywhere you serve, we can, if you have an address, we can put it there and I'll send it, and ta-da, done. One-shot approach for you to get through to clients in America and get through to the locations they have available to them. They're business owners. Usually they are quite well connected. They have friends, they have more contractors, more friends who have other businesses in other places. They usually have several locations around the area that they can have a Google business listing sent to. All right. So yeah, hope you guys got something out of that video, this video. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.